Hey everyone, how are you today? I'm so happy to be welcoming you to day 4 of the Priestess Novena. And yeah, I want to just jump in and open our circle, open up our space, and ground our body, and just really prepare to receive, right? It's such an honor to be able to connect in this way. So just taking some nice cleansing breaths. Remembering that your breath is divine technology, right? Your breath is a gift. It's a way to come back to this moment, to come back to your heart, to come back to the truth of who you are. And so as you do that, I invite you now to bring your awareness to your hips and your pelvis, your knees, ankles, feet. And go ahead and just visualize those roots of light going down your legs and out the bottoms of your feet, deep, deep into the earth. And trust your roots, right? Let them go as deep as they are ready to. Let them expand as much as they are ready to expand today. And let them release, let them release any dead weight. Anything that you don't need to carry anymore. Perhaps it supported you in the past, but now your soul is saying, it's time to let it go. So you let it go and the earth recycles and composts whatever we release. So just feeling that beautiful surrender. Surrender not as in giving up, but surrender as a courageous act. Right? It's saying, my ego does not know better. It's saying, my soul does. The divine does. So I'm surrendering this process of grounding my roots and trusting that that can happen in a wise way without me having to control it. And as we do that now, I invite all of us, and those of you who are here live, but also those of you who are watching the replay, I know many of you are watching it as a replay, all of us together to connect our roots. So have this beautiful connection, co-creative, interdependent, beautiful space. So that we're creating this temple together, right? This sacred container. And because we are in this quantum divine space, it doesn't matter if we're not all physically here together. Because we are together, right? Our soul exists beyond physical limitations. So we feel this beautiful container that we've created, and every day, so today's day 4, right? Every day the container gets stronger. There's more momentum. There's more healing. There's more miracles. So we breathe in through the bottoms of our feet, beautiful energy of renewal, of healing. I was just really tuning into that word today as I was preparing for the novena. It just was like healing. And I know that's not, of course, healing is part of the novena, but today that word was really, it was like highlighted, like healing, you as a healer, you receiving healing. So feeling that energy of healing moving up your feet, up your legs, up your back, up to the crown of your head. So you're in this field of healing energy. And what I'm hearing is that today's novena is really going to be an activation of your healer, of the healer within. I know I've been talking a lot about the creatrix within. We have 3 main archetypes within us, right? We have the creatrix, the healer, the teacher. They are all essential. They're all important. And today that healer within us is getting activated, is getting ready for its next level of power, really, power that stems from love. So as we're here in this healing energy, then we connect with our heart. So feel your heart open, feel your heart stretching, and connect with the heart of your inner teenager, whichever teen you're working with. I know some of you, every day are connecting with a different aspect of the teenager within you. I keep connecting with my 16-year-old. However it unfolds for you is perfect. Please trust that. But let's go ahead and welcome whatever teenager within you is needing your love right now. I'm just going to move this over here. Is ready to receive, ready to release, ready to gift you with something today. And as we do that, I invite you to welcome your guardian angels. Right? Your guardian angels were with you when you were a teenager, whether you were aware of that or not. I know I was always a spiritual person, a very sensitive person, but I had not done much reading. My understanding of angels was what I saw in churches, and yet there was an ABBA song, the group ABBA, who I thought was Mexican, which I know sounds weird, but they were very big in Mexico, and they sang songs. I heard all of their songs first in Spanish. That's how I heard them. And there's that one song, I Believe in Angels, right, in Spanish. Es Creo en Angelitos. It was one of my favorite songs. It would make me cry. It was just like, and so I feel that was the way that my guardian angels were connecting with me as a child, as a teenager, to let me know they were with me. And so remembering that your guardian angels were with you throughout every stage of your life, and definitely throughout your teenage years, we welcome them here to surround you. Welcoming the archangels, and I'm feeling Archangel Gabriel so present, and Archangel Ariel, of course Archangel Michael, and Archangel Raphael, really bringing his healing emerald green light. Lots of healing. Archangel Uriel, epiphanies, he's saying that golden light of epiphany, so we welcome them. And of course any archangels that your heart is calling, welcome that, trust that. And as that happens, then we call upon a wider circle of empowerment to surround each of you here live and watching the replay, and our whole container. And today, the overlighting mentor for today is beautiful Mary Magdalene. Look at her. And the message, this is from the Divine Feminine Oracle by Megan Watterson. This is the Apostle to the Apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. Which is really another way of defining divine leadership, right? Embodying divine leadership is that you're not trying to escape your humanity, not trying to escape the physicality of our life here as a human on the earth plane. We're really grounded and embodied, and we understand that we are divine as well. That ultimately that's what we are. We are divine, and we said yes to this human journey that we're on. So we welcome beautiful Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, who's been our overlighting mentor throughout this whole novena. Of course, I pulled another card today from the Oracle deck, the Mother Mary Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And we got Our Lady of Sacred Sisterhood. So I love this. There you go. And so I was guided to read just this little part. It's very short. It says, you must bring your light into the world. First of all, just hear that. You must bring your light into the world. It's not like if you want to, it's like you must. Now, please know, Mother Mary's not like a dictator, right? She's, I don't know if we talked about this in the novena here, but no, I think we talked about it, and I talked about it in the Creatrix Retreat. But Mother Mary, one of her gifts to us, one of the ways she mentors us, is for us to keep our promise to ourselves. That's the definition that she has of destiny. It's not a promise to anybody else, but is that you came into this world, you promised yourself, I will share my medicine in this way. This is the lifetime where I don't play it safe, where I don't die with my music still inside of me, right? That's such a popular saying, right? Where I will be courageous and share my gifts. So when Mother Mary says, you must bring your light into the world, she's not saying because I'm a dictator and you have to follow me, but because she's saying, because that's what you promised yourself. I'm here to remind you of that. The first sentence is that you must bring your light into the world. The first part of the sentence. And through relationship is how this can happen best now. So that's so interesting. So it's saying this is not the lifetime where we do this by ourselves. I know I do a lot of past healing work, both with my clients and students and in my own journey. That came first, right? I delved into that. And there were so many, I was really struck one day after years of this with my wonderful coach who's now retired. And I was like, oh my gosh, there were so many lifetimes where I was alone. Not always, obviously I was healing and teaching and all of that, but for various reasons, because of trauma, because of safety reasons, I wasn't in community. I had to withdraw from, a lot of us who were healers, who were priestesses, who were medicine women. There was so much suspicion, so much attack against groups of women that had power, right? Especially organized religion was scared of that. So we separated. There was for various reasons, a lot of us had lifetimes where we were the lone wolf, right? And so this card is reminding us that this isn't the lifetime for that. That in this lifetime, we are meant to co-create in partnership with like-minded, like-vibrating beings. So this card, Mother Mary is not just saying just with anyone, right? Because we've all had those situations, and you might have had that as a teenager. I certainly did, where so-called friends, they were wounded, and there was betrayal, or there was kind of like a lower vibration, and then they lowered yours, you lowered them. It was a bond formed in trauma and wounding. And although we can have so much compassion for that, and if that was part of our teenage experience, that was, there was probably good things in that. But now in this moment, 2021, as we get this card, Our Lady of Sacred Sisterhood, she's saying you are meant to share your light with the world, and the way to do it now is through sacred relationship. So the whole healing, there goes healing again. So what she's reminding me of now is that in today, when we sit for the 9 minutes, it'll be clearing karmic ties to people in your life, whether it's clients, students, other professionals, networking professionals, peers, so that moving forward from this day on, you are ready to receive that support that you need. The clients, the students, the other businesses, partnerships that want to support your medicine, that want to help you increase your platform, that these are people with integrity that are going to benefit so much from what you offer to them, and you're going to benefit so much from what they offer to you, right? It's a mutually blessed relationship. So that's really powerful, right? That's really powerful too. And I know I've had to do a lot of healing of my parts that have been very hesitant to partner with anyone. And I want to honor that. Please understand, and Mother Mary's really, and Mary Magdalene both are very wanting me to stress this. There were good reasons, right? Even in this lifetime. I know being a business owner now, being an entrepreneur, a wellness professional now for 12 years. What does that mean? It means I was a teacher before, right? I taught 7th grade. I had a regular paycheck, right? I had a boss. There's a lot of good things about that. Then jumped into, like many of you, into a whole new field. I was all focused, I'm going to be a healer, I'm going to help people. I had no clue that I also was becoming a businesswoman, that there were all these things I had to learn. So what I'm hearing is discernment is, of course, essential. So this isn't say yes to any partnership that shows up. In fact, okay, this is interesting. As I was praying about this morning, I've had in the last few weeks four what do I want to call them, offers, let's say, of people who either wanted to invite me to kind of speak. Oh, thank you, Jen. I love that. Yes. So people that have been inviting me to come speak at their place or do something for them in that way, or people that have wanted to become my clients. And it was 4 situations where I had to say no. Not I had to. I after prayer decided that these were no's. And it takes a lot of courage to do that, right? Because your logical mind can be like, okay, this is money. Let's say yes to that. Okay, I could totally help this person. I know I can do this. None of them are situations where I felt I couldn't do what they wanted me to do. It's just that my heart was like, no, this isn't the thing. This isn't the thing. This is a no. And so that's discernment, right? That's the discernment. Discernment is a sacred quality. And healing our teenager is so essential, because think about our wounded teenager. I mean, I know I've shared this before, my teenager, there was so much chaos around her. She didn't know the discernment was so far away from what she could experience. And it was so much about what other people wanted, or it was always reacting to others around her, right at that age, particularly at 16. So when we take this courageous journey, right, of connecting with our teenager, of letting her see us and us seeing her, bearing sacred witness, as I talked about yesterday, having her relax into like, oh, you're an adult, okay, and you can take care of me, not the other way around. I'm safe. Your teenager being able to say this, I can be seen by us. When all of that starts to happen, all of those wounds of codependency, all of those ways that discernment can be clouded, starts to lift, and we step into our power. Because it is powerful to have the discernment to say no, and to have the discernment to say yes, right? Like, because the yeses are important too. But many times there's a lot of no's that we have to say so that we can have the space to say the yes, right, when it comes. So I'm, for the last few weeks, I've been in these no's, and it's been easier because I've been there before. It's been easier than other times, but I still have these like thoughts of like, am I being dumb? Should I have said yes? Da, da, da. Kind of a little bit of self-doubt, but I always come back to like, no, I have to trust my heart that it was a no. And so I'm in that space and just wanted to share that with you because it is an important part of leadership. And remembering Mother Mary's message that we are co-creating. So to have that prayer, Jen saying, I was not safe at that time physically or emotionally, and just seeing her and accepting her has been so beautiful. And let me see if I can emotional these last few days. Yes, thank you, Jen, so much. So many of us, right, as teenagers weren't physically and emotionally safe. I think that's why many people resist teenage work. I mean, I can't tell you how many people are like, what are you doing? A novena and healing your inner teen? It's kind of almost like repulsive, right? Like, ugh, there's so much of like, I don't even want to think about those years. It's in the past. Thank goodness I'm an adult now. Not realizing how essential, how important that work is. And so thank you, Jen, for sharing that, because I think a lot of us, I know a lot of us who are here and who are watching this, either live or the replay, have had similar experiences. And it is holy work to do this. And so as I was getting ready to say, what Mother Mary's message of that sacred sisterhood and brotherhood, right? Because it's not saying it's only going to be women that come into your life that are supportive. it's as we heal this teenager within us, right? As she gets to know, oh, you're here, you love me, I'm safe, I'm seen. Then we are able to magnetize those relationships that are really supported, that keep us safe, that not keep us safe, that are in integrity, that honor our medicine. So let's go ahead and step into this inner journey. So just take some nice breaths. And with your breath, remember how I said in the beginning that our breath is sacred technology. I invite you to use your breath to create space. I've taught about this before. This is something I learned from one of my teachers. We're no longer holding space. You know, like I'm going to hold sacred space for you. That's a old paradigm, really, because holding implies some type of control, some type of effort on our part. I'm going to hold sacred space. We're moving up beyond that to, I'm going to create sacred space. That's the divine creatrix coming in, right? There's creatrix, healer, teacher. They work together. So the creatrix is reminding us you can create with your breath sacred space. So with your breath, create sacred space. So for any tender feelings that might come up as you connect with your teenager, we're not going to exile that. We're not going to judge it. We're also not going to get flooded by it. We can have compassion. And as we use our breath to create space, let's create all of this space so that your teenager feels very spacious. She's got a lot of space around her. You have a lot of space. And this is holy space, right? This is sacred space. So as you create the sacred space with your breath, we step into, we're moving up to the 7th plane. And you don't need to know details about that. Just, we're going on this journey together up to the 7th plane. Remember that you are grounded, your roots are strong, connected to the center of the earth. But we're traveling to the 7th plane of pure, beautiful consciousness, where instantaneous miracles and healing can happen. So as we enter that 7th plane consciousness together, you might start to be aware of this beautiful pearlescent white light. That's all you see with your mind's eye, this beautiful pearlescent white light. And as your eyes adjust, they start to adjust to this beautiful pearlescent white light. You're suddenly aware of your bare feet touching this marble floor. And you can see a little bit of it. You see that it's lined in gold and beautiful crystals. So that as your feet touch this marble floor, there's certain meridians that are being activated in your body. And again, you don't need to control it. You don't need to understand logically. But there you are, your feet are touching this beautiful marble floor here in the 7th plane. And all around you is this beautiful pearlescent white light. Pearlescent white light. And as your eyes continue to adjust, you start to notice some gold light. And then you start to notice that there is an altar before you. A beautiful marble altar. You can feel its holiness. And you are aware that you are safe, that you are known, that you are welcome here. And as you stand here in this beautiful 7th plane temple, you know that your soul is with you. And you also welcome that teenager that is here today. For me, it's still my 16-year-old. For you, it might be a different age. It might be multiple ages, but there might just be one that shows up today. And you're aware that she is with you right now here in the seventh plane, in this pearlescent white light. Your bare feet touching the floor, her bare feet touching the floor, feeling the crystals on the floor that you're stepping on, activating your meridians, her meridians. Please remember, I'm using the pronoun she, but your teenager can be a he, might be androgynous. There's no limitations. So you replace with whatever words feel right for you. So as you're standing there, you're also aware of your beautiful guardian angels. Your guardian angels have traveled with you through lifetimes. And they were with you, as I said earlier, when you were a teenager. And so be aware of your guardian angels. See your teenager noticing these guardian angels. Ooh, we're clearing the throat. I'm going to drink a little water. So she notices, she's aware, like, oh, these guardian angels were with me through all the trauma, all the wounding, everything that felt difficult. And of course, they were there celebrating as well through the joyful times. But in this moment, you might be more aware of the pain, of the sadness. And so let her see, she might even see a scene in her teenage years that was challenging, that was difficult. And with this vision here in the seventh plane, she can see how her guardian angels were with her all the time. And so as we're here with this altar in front of you, in front of her, with her permission, if she is willing, she can release whatever is not necessary from that time. So her guardian angels, which are your guardian angels, they have this bowl. And whatever, it's again, she is sovereign. We're not forcing her to do anything, forcing him to do anything, forcing them to do anything. But anything that she's ready to release. And if she doesn't know exactly what it is, she can just say, I'm ready to release it. Yes, I'm willing to release the trauma, the shame, the guilt, other people's stuff. Your teenager might have been like super sensitive and she might have picked up other people's shame and guilt and all sorts of stuff. So all of that can be released. And she's just releasing grief. Whatever she is willing to release is being put in this bowl, is being put on this altar. All of it that does not serve her, all of it that's not hers, all of it that is unnecessary, all of the lies, anything that made her feel less than, that made her feel unworthy. Jill's saying releasing reactivity, yes. Any protective mechanisms that she developed, whether it was anger and explosiveness or the other extreme, whether it was just withdrawal, whatever, any of those protective mechanisms, there's no judgment. Of course she developed those. That's okay. But now she realizes, hey, wait, you're an adult. It's 2021. I don't need to hold those anymore. She knows you are here to take care of her now. So all of the old protective mechanisms, all of the codependency, right? Anything that made her feel she was less than, that she needed to prove herself. Any judgment of herself, of others, just all of it just being released on this altar. And it doesn't have to be pretty. She can be crying, she can be yelling, she can be stomping. Whatever she needs to do is all of this. It's her willingness, like, I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go, letting go of the shame. Shame's not even a real emotion. It's like we feel it as real, but it's not true. It is a poison. So just let her put it all on this bowl, and the angels are putting it on this altar. Any attachments to any person, any memory, and some of these people might still be in your life now, so you're cutting those cords. It doesn't mean you are ending relationships with them unless you choose that, unless that's right for you. But any cords of attachment from that time in your life, so that you can relate to people now as an adult, as a sovereign being in her power. Mary Magdalene steps forward. And she just does her dance. You know, Mary Magdalene is so fiery. It's loving and gentle and fiery. And she's just dancing. And so she does this dance in a very like movement central. She is helping all of this get transmuted. As what she's saying, as your teenager releases, she starts to feel more of her power, more of herself, more of her truth. More of her passion. So your teenager, like mine, might have been so enmeshed with all the chaos and trauma and confusion around her that she never really felt herself. So Mary Magdalene is coming as all of this is being released. Mary Magdalene comes in with her diamond light, like feel yourself, beloved teenager. Know yourself. Know your thoughts, what is just yours, nobody else's. And that's what's going to happen as we step into this 9 minutes. So visualize, in this seventh plane appears 2 infinity symbols. You sit on one. And on the other infinity point, your teenager can sit, can lie, can dance on it, can just look at it, whatever she wants. And during these 9 minutes, I know yesterday Deborah shared that she was guided to do some movement. So if you're guided to do that, please trust that. But we're going to stay in that vibration of that infinity point, right? So let's look at it. The infinity symbol, that center point, that point of infinity, that nada bindu, that 0 point calibration space, that womb of no thing. So many words for that space. It is the place where instantaneous knowing exists, where all miracles can happen in an instant, where you know nothing and yet you can access all knowledge. So that's where we're traveling to together. So get your candle out. I've got my candle. I don't know how much wax has burned in yours. I'm like up to here. So that's good, right? All of the stuff that's getting burned away, right? Released. And so you have hopefully your novena prayer that I sent out on the newsletter. And if you don't have that today as you're watching, just imagine the candle and you'll be ready tomorrow with it, right? So we're going to say this together. Here on the 7th plane, we're still on the 7th plane. As this candle burns, my soul within me burns. As this wax melts, resistance in me melts. What are you resisting? What are we always resisting? We're resisting our own divinity, your power, your light. That sounds crazy, right? Like, why do we resist it? Because we're scared of it, because our ego is terrified of it. But we're saying, as this wax melts, resistance in me melts. 9 days to clear lifetimes of fear. As I give, I receive. As I heal, I am healed. Doors open, I walk through. I am ready for the new. Abundance comes with ease and grace, for I have finally found my place? What is that place that you have found? It's nowhere outside of you. It's not like, oh, I found my perfect job. No. What is the place? The place is the truth of your divinity. It's your heart. It's all of the parts inside of you, your teenagers, your children, all of them looking at you and saying, oh, you are here for us. It's alignment with your soul. And when we find that place, abundance comes with ease and grace, because everything external starts from the internal. That's what that means. So let's put that down. And I'm going to put the timer. Remember, we're doing this together. And so I'm going to start. And we're going to begin. Begin. Start taking some deep breaths. If there's anything you want to write down in your journal, take a few moments to do that now. Drink a little water. All right. That was really interesting for me. It was my inner teenager just first was sobbing, and Mary Magdalene was just letting her cry like it's okay. And then Kali Ma showed up, and there was just all of this, again, her rage, her very understandable rage that she was never able to express was being expressed through dance and fire. So that was really powerful for me. I will pull a card and tomorrow will be at 8:30 again. I think I can keep it at 8:30 the rest of the week. I'll send the reminder. I think I'll send a newsletter in the morning with the replays. So in the reminder, I have all the replays. They're also on the Facebook page. They're also on my website. They're also on my YouTube channel. So let's just pull a card from the Star Temple Oracle. Let's see. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, it's the same one we got yesterday. I think it was yesterday. The Aquamarine Star Expression. I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. Oh no, I think it was the day before maybe, because yesterday was Oracle. But self-confidence and love. Look at this. That's what we're stepping into, right? As we do this courageous work, as we just help our inner teen shed layers and layers and layers. Sharing your intuition with self-confidence and love. How perfect. All right, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Be kind to yourself, be loving. That's the Star Temple deck. This one here, Jen. Star Temple. Be kind to yourself, be loving, have fun. Because remember, we can have these intense feelings if that's what you're feeling, of sadness and all that. But when we allow ourselves, you're welcome, Jen, to feel the sad, then we can really feel the joy too, right? Not drown in the sad, not indulge in it, but just to witness it with compassion. Then we're freed up to really feel the joy too, right? Bye, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.